Now this car we're in today is a 1942 Pullman Standard. Originally used as a commuter car on the East Coast. Well, here it is. So, I know a lot of you are going to go out there and spend the afternoon. Good for you. There'll be another large group of you who's going to go back and forth many times. That's okay. But I know there are a few of you sitting in this car right now thinking you're not going out there at all. Folks, if you can get up and walk that far, you owe it to yourself to spend some time out there today. That's where the best views are seen from. With that said, we do not have assigned seats in coach. So when you get up to go outside today, if you would, if you're leaving anything behind, put it in the overhead storage racks. Out there, you're free to move around in that car pretty much wherever you want to be. By doing that, it leaves some seats open in here so people can move around a little bit in here too. We're all going to the same place and we will arrive at the same time. There's a seat for every seat right now, and I didn't see anybody look like they were going to change that one way or the other. So it works for us. Now, if you need to use the restroom today, jump right in here behind the trout. Folks, it's an RV-style toilet. When you're done, close that lid. There's a great big pedal on the front of the toilet. Push that down with your foot for about a 3 count. That'll flush it. We're good to go. Oh, consider locking the door while you're in there, because there is plenty of room and the door will swing right open on you. But that's up to you. Now, when we get to Perkinsville today, locomotives are going to unhook from down at that end. They'll come right up this side of us. When they do, they're within about 6 to 8 feet of us, so it's a great photo opportunity. But the other thing you get a chance to see is a good old-fashioned railroad handoff. And what they hand off to us is some really good ice cream sandwiches. Now think about it for a minute. Where else can you go in the middle of nowhere and get an ice cream sandwich for $1? By the way, any flavor you want as long as it's vanilla. Now, I'm going to get interrupted in just a minute by a little safety narration. I'd like you to listen to that when I get started. Meanwhile, back there at the bar, Pepsi, Diet Pepsi, Sierra Mist, Root Beer. I also have a Miller Lite and Coors Light on sale, $3 a bottle. Bud Light and Corona are $4. And from the Oak Creek Brewery in Sedona, we have their Nut Brown, their Amber, or their Pale Ale. 3 really nice locally brewed beers. Those are $5 beers. Wine drinkers, we have the Barefoot wines on board for you. I have a White Zinfandel, a Chardonnay, or a Pinot Grigio. Let's listen to this.
Verde Canyon, and today will be no exception. The Verde Canyon Railroad, also known as Arizona's longest-running nature show, is embarking on a 4-hour journey through one of Arizona's most scenic inner canyons. Along the way, we will be giving you a brief commentary on the ancient history and interesting geology that makes this canyon so appealing. We also will be giving you a glimpse of the wildlife and waterfowl that inhabit the Verde Canyon, which has been personally shaped by Mother Nature's timeless artistry. All of our car attendants are well-versed on the canyon, its inhabitants, and the train. So if you missed something we have said, or want more details, please ask any one of them. Our attendants also will be sharing more tales from the rails as the train passes many points of interest along the way to Perkinsville and back. Please be reminded of our safety practices, which include no smoking, no running, and no standing on any seats, benches, or railings. An adult must always accompany children, especially when on the open-air viewing cars. Also, for your safety, please keep all extremities inside the train's perimeter as the train passes very closely to foliage and rock structures. Lastly, we are a non-smoking train, except at Perkinsville, where butt cans will be distributed on the open-air cars. Please feel free to use the restrooms located in each one of your cars at your convenience, even when the train is stopped. It is our pleasure to have you on board, and we look forward to a pleasurable trip through the scenic Verde Canyon.
By the way, wine drinkers, we also have a Merlot or a Cabernet. I have iced tea, lemonade, hot tea, hot coffee, Gatorade, apple juice, orange juice, nice cold bottled water. And if you want to try something really delicious, ask for a prickly pear iced tea or lemonade. That's the syrup that we have. It's made from the fruit of the prickly pear cactus that we add to the iced tea or lemonade. Also, it's delicious in hot tea. I can even do hot chocolate today if we need to. So, I have an assortment of chips back there, candies, peanuts, jerky, and Miss Elsie in our kitchen every morning that we run, she bakes cookies for us. So I have white chocolate macadamia nut, chocolate chip, or these oatmeal raisin. I have a limited number of cookies. They're $1 a package, 2 cookies to a package. And folks, when they're gone, they're gone. So it's kind of first come, first serve. Now we want to remind you, smokers, we are a non-smoking train until we get to Perkinsville, where Jim will set a butt can ad out there for you to go smoke at. So listen up. Between here and Perkinsville back to the depot, anybody that Jim and I see smoking, we must assume you're on fire and we will take appropriate measures. So no smoking, please. Now, the narration you'll hear today is really very good. But a good method to follow along and a little memento for afterwards is this rail magazine. Inside is a good history and story about this particular railroad, the excursion part of it, the history of the rail line itself, a little bit about the mine in Jerome and the smelter here, a milepost by milepost guide to the whole trip, and then on the back page is a map that is milepost by milepost for the trip. Now, I have these back there, they're $2 a piece. They really make a pretty good keepsake. Do we have any birthdays on board today?